Hi, it's Mr. Roller Paul now with a new build. Very good. It's going to be a small build, and it's as you can see, it's a Meng kit, and it's type 823, which was designed to actually train troops to be work in combination with tanks and armoured vehicles. So this was regarded as a sort of a tank to actually deal with trainings, and it was also used in Africa evidently as a decoy to make it look as if it was a tank going along because it had the turret stuff. I don't know how, but that's the way it's meant to be anyway. So it was a training vehicle really. It wasn't used very much after that, I don't think, but here it is. So if I put that over there, we'll have a quick look at the instructions quickly. Oh, that's it. I'll put it over there out of the way. There you go. Good. Right, here we go. So here's the instructions. Turn it over, and this gives you a bit of splurb there. If I zoom in, you can actually freeze it and have a little read. There you go. If I just do that. So you can see the early stages of World War II, due to restrictions imposed on the Treaty of Versailles. Basically, the tanks and armoured vehicle force were sufficiently limited, so the result was the military developed a mock-up tank based on the type Kubelwagon 82 military vehicle, and became the type 823. So it was served as a training mock-up, primarily designed for training infantry and coordination with tanks. And it was also used in North Africa as a dummy tank and target to deceive the enemy forces on aerial reconnaissance. Anyway, so if you read that yourself anyway, but there you go, you can freeze that. That's what it does. So it's an unusual vehicle, and it comes in one colour, I think, grey. A desert one you'd have thought would have been painted, but perhaps they wanted it to stand out. So who knows? Pity for the driver and anyone else that was in it. I don't know whether I think the machine gun may have worked, but anyone other than that, no problem. Production of the 823 was very limited, and it was rarely seen and in surviving historical photographs. It's rarely seen so you don't see this vehicle a lot, so it is a very rare vehicle. Right, here we go. So what we're looking at the instructions now, and here we go over here. Also, I'm going to zoom out now because we don't want it this close. Whoops, wrong way. Typical me, always go the wrong way with the lens. So just getting enough to get it all in. There you go. So what we're going to be doing now is look at this. This is the actual parts. There's 4 sprues, the tyres. There's 5 of those, obviously, with the spare decals and clear part. The clear parts are they're the clear parts up there, I believe. Yep, there's the clear parts. It doesn't look like it there, but anyway, but that's what it is. So got the usual bits and pieces about building it, all in different languages, obviously. And then we get over to the main bit and some little safety bits and instructions about what doing, knifing, cutting, knocking off the bits in red because they're not needed. Usual sprue brain and the tools required. If you're a modeller, you know all the tools are required anyway. But there you go. So then we start on with part number 1, building the actual lower chassis for the vehicle, and basically bringing up that this is the rear suspension being built up and then put in place there. So and then this is this is a bit more of the rear with bits and pieces going on. Over the other side, this is the still part of the rear. This is the actual wheel arches on the back. It's unusual for this one. And then they're doing exhaust, and this is a false engine sump, I should think, on the bottom here. So that's the exhaust. Most probably drill them out to give them a bit more depth. And done over this side, then we've got the front area being done, the same principle, the suspension and steering arms. Then the plating to protect the actual drive shaft and the engine area, yeah, on number 6. Then the quick bit now is actually painting. I can paint all this, spray this all up, and then put this on in place. That's okay. And then the controls, bits and pieces for the actual foot pedals, gear stick, handbrake, and the actual steering arm. The steering wheel goes on. Then we're doing the rear bit where the engine would have been, and it's not there anyway. Then we've got the build up of the internals in regarding to the actual turret and the driver's area, and it looks like there's a plate there, and that the driver's area is basically where the seat is. There's going to be no second seat by the looks of it. Most probably it is in the kit though, but you won't use it. Here we go. Yep, they're proving that. There we go. The seat going into position onto a frame, into the slot there, and a bench. This is a bit of a bench there, I suppose, and that's where the actual turret crew member would be sticking up in the turret area. I'm not sure whether the hatch opens on the top. I'm not sure, but anyway. But then we're building up the side frames, and these bits here, and then the glass is going in. And this is do one on the opposite side. It's doing the same thing, but the opposite sides as well. Then you've got the front and the fuel tank. Don't know why that's there. You're not going to see it, but I will put it in there. That's the fuel tank, and putting the actual that area's cover on the front bonnet area, which is not a bonnet because it doesn't open up, I don't think. And then you've got the rear engine plate going in, and this is obviously not going to be moving, so that'll be glued in place. You could glue that to that and then put it all in place at once. Steering wheel. More back details, number plate, light, and the rear fender, and another light. And then this is putting the glass bits in to the front now. Yep. And then getting the top plate on, which you could leave loose, so you could look inside, but I don't think it's going to be that much detail, but I'm going to do it anyway. I will do the paint it up inside, but there you go, putting the plate on where the turret goes. Then this is doing the wheels. Straightforward kit so far. Building up the turret. Oh, you're definitely not going to have a hatch open, so it will be closed up. So there we go, dropping it into place. Then putting all the lights on the front. And then all the other little details that go around the side, and on the back looks like some sort of rack form there. Rear bumper as well, with towing hooks, and there it is, and it's grey. So, be all good. But I'm going to be using the weathering pencil set for this. So I'll get that. I've got to show you what I mean. I've opened it up. Haven't used it yet. There it is. Going to be using it to see it goes. It's basically a watercolour, so it's quite good. And you can actually clear over the top and still put other varnishing, other weathering techniques over the top, I'm presuming. So we'll soon find out anyway. So what we do is put that back over there. So now let's have a look at the kit. Now I'm going to just show you in the cellophane, because there's no point me actually getting it all out there, because I'm going to be starting it today. So you see, it's not going to be very big. See if there's the clear parts. This just proves it's in its packet. I've got two other versions of this kit. The standard ones, the desert one with the fat tyres, and then another one in Europe with it. Well, I think that's got the roof on it as well, which is nice to see. There you go. There's a lot of details, and I know it's going to be a long build, but to be fun. And there's the tyres. They're rubber. I don't like rubber. So it's pretty firm. Anyway, and then the decals. Can't see very clear, but you'll see them when I'm using them anyway. Right, there we go. So I'm going to put these back in the box. There you go. And so that is going to be the build. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the kit number, did I? And the kit number is, there we go. I'll put this like that. You can see it there. It's VS-017. It's a Meng, and it's in 1/35 scale. Yeah, perfect. Right, anyway, so that's going to be my next build for now. My two car magazine kits are waiting parts now, so that gives me time to go do this. And then when Greg's ready, I will be starting on my next project, which for me it's quite big and biggish size, and for Greg it's the same kit in a different scale. Anyway, so I'm just going to say that at the end of the day. Right, so thank you very much for watching this little short video, and I'll catch you on the next update for the actual kit. This right. Happy modelling, everyone. Stay safe. It's getting really dodgy out in the world at the moment. So I hope it all clears up and everyone goes back to what I call common sense. Happy modelling.